Join me as I take on the challenge of boosting my confidence and tackling social anxiety head on with some practical tips. When it comes to building confidence and overcoming social anxiety, I think it's safe to say that we've all been there at some point or another. Maybe you're someone who's always felt like they're on the outside looking in, never quite fitting in with the crowd. Or perhaps you're someone who's always felt like they're just one misstep away from being rejected or ridiculed. Whatever the case may be, the fact remains that social anxiety can be a real confidence killer. Social anxiety is something that can hold us back from pursuing our dreams, from making new connections, and from living the life we truly desire. And yet, it's something that's often swept under the rug, hidden behind a mask of confidence and bravado. But the truth is, social anxiety is a very real struggle that affects millions of people around the world. As someone who's personally struggled with social anxiety, I can tell you that it's not easy. It takes a toll on your mental and emotional well being, leaving you feeling drained, anxious, and uncertain. But despite the challenges, I've come to realize that social anxiety is not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be hidden or ignored. Instead, it's something that needs to be faced head on with courage, determination, and a willingness to learn and grow. So, if you're someone who's struggling with social anxiety, I want you to know that you're not alone. I see you, I hear you, and I understand you. And I want you to know that there is hope. There are practical strategies and techniques that can help you build your confidence, overcome your social anxiety, and start living the life you truly desire. Let me tell you, I've been in those awkward social situations where you feel like everyone's staring at you, judging you, and waiting for you to trip up so they can pounce. I've been in those situations where you feel like you're stuck in a never ending cycle of self doubt and fear. But I've also learned that those moments don't define me. I've learned that I have the power to choose how I react, how I respond, and how I move forward. For me, it started with small steps. It started with taking ownership of my anxiety, acknowledging it, and accepting it. It started with being kind to myself, with practicing self compassion, and with learning to reframe my negative thoughts. And it started with taking action, with pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, and with practicing new skills and strategies. I remember the first time I had to give a presentation in front of a crowd. I was terrified. My heart was racing, and my mind was a jumble of worst case scenarios. But I took a deep breath, I focused on my message, and I started speaking. And you know what? It wasn't easy, but it wasn't a disaster either. In fact, it was kind of empowering. From that moment on, I knew that I had the power to overcome my social anxiety. I knew that I had the power to build my confidence, to take control of my thoughts and emotions, and to start living the life I truly desired. And I want you to know that you have that power too. So, are you ready to take the first step? Are you ready to start building your confidence, to start overcoming your social anxiety, and to start living the life you truly desire? Because I'm about to share some practical tips and strategies that can help you do just that. One of the most effective strategies I've found is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about being present in the moment, about focusing on your breath, your body, and your surroundings. It's about letting go of worries about the past or the future, and about focusing on what's happening right now. And the best part is, it's easy to do. You can practice mindfulness anywhere, anytime, just by taking a few deep breaths and focusing on your senses. Another strategy that's helped me is to reframe negative thoughts. When you're struggling with social anxiety, it's easy to get caught up in negative self talk, to focus on all the things that could go wrong, and to assume the worst. But the truth is, those thoughts aren't based in reality. They're based on fear, on doubt, and on uncertainty. So, what if you could flip those thoughts on their head? What if you could take those negative thoughts and reframe them in a positive, empowering way? For example, instead of thinking, I'm going to make a fool of myself, you could think, I'm going to take a risk and try something new. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, you could think, I'm doing my best, and that's something to be proud of. It's all about perspective, and it's all about choosing to focus on the positive. I've also found that building a support network has been incredibly helpful. When you're struggling with social anxiety, it can be tempting to withdraw, to hide away, and to avoid social situations altogether. But the truth is, that's exactly the opposite of what you need. You need people who will support you, who will encourage you, and who will push you to be your best self. So, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a professional coach, find someone who can help you build your confidence, who can help you overcome your social anxiety, and who can help you start living the life you truly desire. As you start to implement these strategies, you'll begin to notice a shift. You'll start to feel more confident, more empowered, and more in control. You'll start to see that social anxiety doesn't have to hold you back, that it doesn't have to define you. And the more you practice, the more you'll realize that confidence is not something you either have or you don't. Confidence is something that can be built, something that can be developed, and something that can be grown. It's a muscle that needs to be exercised, and it's a skill that needs to be practiced. So don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Don't be discouraged if you still feel anxious, if you still feel uncertain, because the truth is, building confidence takes time, it takes effort, and it takes practice. But I promise you, it's worth it. As I look back on my own journey, I can see how far I've come. I can see how I've grown, how I've learned, and how I've overcome. And I want you to know that you can do the same. You can overcome your social anxiety, you can build your confidence, and you can start living the life you truly desire. So keep practicing, keep pushing, and keep believing in yourself. Because I believe in you, and I know that you've got this. In conclusion, I want to leave you with a quote that's really resonated with me on my own journey. It's from Nelson Mandela, and it goes like this: "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." I think that's so powerful because it reminds us that overcoming social anxiety, building confidence, and living the life we truly desire is not about being perfect. It's about being brave, it's about being resilient, and it's about being willing to learn and grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on building confidence, overcoming social anxiety, and living the life you truly desire. And if you're feeling brave, I'd love to hear about your own experiences with social anxiety in the comments below. What are some strategies that have worked for you? What are some challenges that you're still facing? Let's start a conversation and let's support each other on this journey towards greater confidence and well-being. Finally, if you want to learn more about building confidence, overcoming social anxiety, and living the life you truly desire, be sure to check out my next video where we'll dive deeper into some more advanced strategies and techniques. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.